Three Florida teachers just filed a federal lawsuit against the anti-pronoun law in schools. Basically, if a K through 12 employee has a preferred personal title or pronoun, the law says they cannot tell students what it is if it does not match the employee's sex. News4JAX reporter Marilyn Parker joining us in studio after looking through the lawsuit. And what do we know, Marilyn, about the three people who have filed this lawsuit?
And so they're all either current or former teachers in Florida schools. I'm going to break down the three of them right now. So first, we want to start with Katie Wood. She's a teacher in Hillsborough County who is transgender. She says she had to start having her students call her teacher as opposed to her preferred pronoun, Miss. A Lee County teacher who's using the alias Jane Doe is also a transgender woman and faces a similar problem as Katie Wood. And now, not listed on here is a former Florida virtual school teacher, A.V. Schwandis. She's non-binary, or they are non-binary, excuse me, and they started using mix and they/them pronouns at work, and they were fired after using that pronoun. Now, all of them argue that the state is violating their constitutional rights and speech. This 61-page lawsuit has a lot to do with misgendering.
Misgendering in its nastiest form is a microaggression.
Cindy Hill Nobles is the president of PFLAG, an organization that supports and advocates for LGBTQ plus people and their families. She says to misgender means to refer to someone using a word or pronoun that doesn't reflect their gender identity.
So what can misgendering do to a person?
It's very dehumanizing. You know, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. It's very simple. It takes absolutely nothing to be kind and respectful. 3
Florida teachers are fighting a law that says K through 12 employees cannot tell students their preferred personal titles or pronouns if it doesn't match their sex. The lawsuit claims the law discriminates against transgender and non-binary public school employees. It violates the Civil Rights Act, the First Amendment, Equal Protection Clauses, and Title IX, which protects people from discrimination based on education programs.
I think it's going to be heavily litigated.
We took the lawsuit to labor employment civil rights attorney Jack Webb. Do you think anyone's civil rights here were violated?
Well, yeah, I do. I do. I think to the extent that, especially on the First Amendment issue, I think that the compelled nature of the speech, I mean, clearly, the government doesn't have a place to tell me how I can refer to myself.
Webb believes Title VII, discrimination because of sex, may be dismissed because only one of the employees alleged they were fired based on the claims. The teachers are backed by the Southern Poverty Law Center, who say many teachers have already left the profession and the state in response to discriminatory laws Florida passed to push LGBTQ plus people out of public life and erase their existence.
What is the vibe that you're getting from teachers in this position in our area?
So we have LGBTQ plus teachers who have literally put themselves back in the closet for fear of their jobs and their pensions and their futures, their livelihoods. I mean, everyone is walking on eggshells. And there's no reason for it. There's no good reason for any of this. This was a solution that didn't have a problem.
Part of the lawsuit alleges the state's goal behind these laws is to stigmatize and demonize transgender and non-binary people and regulate them from public life altogether. The plaintiffs are asking for compensation for damages, and the amount would be proved at a trial. Back to you.
Marilyn, thanks.